Whoops. No intro today. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, August 4th, and today is the Monday recap, where we will cover where we stand heading into the week. Looks like a green week, thankfully, right? Maybe things are turning around. But yeah, we'll cover where we stand heading into the week for the various YieldMax funds. TSLY, Coney, NVDY, Misty, SMCY, and PLTY. I meant to pull up Market Watch for you guys so we can look at a little pre-market up in her. So I'll add that to here. You can see, wow, MSTR is up 2.23%. All right, let me just do an audio check and then we'll get rolling. Can everyone hear me on YouTube? All right, thank you, brother. Can everyone hear me on X? Again, I don't know if anyone from X is awake, as it's a 6 a.m. video live stream, but hey, hopefully someone's there and someone will answer. All right, so let's get to it. I think I saw a question, by the way. Please hold questions to the end of the video if you do not mind. So when I get to the point asking if you guys have any questions, if you don't mind repeating it, I'll be happy to answer whatever at that point. Okay, so again, here's the weeklies tab, fresh, cleaned up, grayed out the old items, hid the items from the top. So we're ready. We're ready for the new week. We're going to see how it goes, see if we win our covered calls. All right, so nothing really to cover here outside of just looking at the different IVs. Again, we're tracking now the 30-day IV, which is basically based on history. 63% it shows, and then now the 7-day forward IV, which we're reflecting 61%. So okay, Robert Powers, you're on X. You're showing on YouTube though, but can you hear on X if you're on both? But either, hopefully, I'm assuming it works again, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. All right, so nothing to really talk about here. We're going to get straight to the holdings after I talk about the reaction. We had a big red blob. Now it's a beautiful morning. It's green. We're all green. It's not like crazy green, but it's green enough, right? MSTR looking pretty damn green, but some of these others are, a little bit. And it's good to see because Friday was beat down, right? Friday was beat down. So were we oversold? Maybe. We'll find out today at the open. All right. So payment-wise, of course, nothing. Outstanding shares is not updating, which means the holdings is not updating. Oh, yeah, that's wonderful. Let's refresh, and there it goes. Okay, good. Anyway, let's get back to the payment info. Again, for this cycle here, new 4-week cycle, which started last week, we have a total synthetic income of 48 mil, total weekly income 52 mil, total net income 101 million, which totals to be 34 cents per share. All right. So if you look at the Rodometer, again, we compare various things, just so you know how much we make on the covered calls that we sell weekly. And so far, we made 17 cents per share. Good. And then I track the extrinsic income and just think of it as the opening credit, right? Because we're out of the money, so everything is extrinsic. So that's 19 cents per share. Total income, which is the weeklies plus the synthetic. So far, we made 34 cents per share. Again, not bad. It's only been 1 week. And then again, we look at the IVs, which are close together, but those would pay anywhere from 84 cents to 87 cents per share. And then, of course, we know it's really all about the gains, brah. But we have no gains. As you know, we tankity-doo-dah on the Friday. And yeah, hopefully we have a nice recovery today. All right, holding information. Again, are we going to recover today? Maybe. And are we going to be cappity-doo-dah? Maybe. But let's see. Again, let's pull up the pre-market again just to get an idea. Market watch. There you go. All right, MSTR, as you can see, it's up 2.28%. It's at 374.98. Obviously, it's not really close to any of the strikes, but the lowest strike is 390. It's 6.37% out of the money, and we actually go as high as 425, and that's 15.92% out of the money. So is this safe? I mean, again, who the hell knows? We have 5 trading days, So we'll just let things go and see how we roll. So look at these synthetics. They are not looking pretty. MSTR price 366. The earliest one expires on August 15th, which is this month. Everything else is next month and beyond. So I'm not too concerned because, in fact, you know, the earliest one, it has it's the lowest strike, and it's only 2,000 contracts. So really, I mean, whatevs, as they say. So we'll let that go. We'll let that go. We won't be singing any gold digger today. All right. So the value of the Misty fund, 5.3 bill. The NAV 1791. Trade price 1787. I see a lot of posts on X that they're mad because Misty went down. However, let me just remind you, MSTR went down, right? We follow the movement of the underlying. If the underlying goes down, we go down, okay? The underlying went down on Friday, 8.77%. Of course, yes, Misty went down, 8.36%. Went down a little less, again, because it's covered call strategy. So, but again, I don't understand why, again, let's not get into that. Anyway, synthetic contracts, 146,915. Total contracts they're selling calls on, it's about 77% of the position, which is fine. That's great. That means 22.95% uncapped doodah. Credit call spreads, buying calls, long calls, credit call spreads on 66% of the 77%, if that makes sense. All right. And that's in case they get cappity doodah, cappity day, cappity, wonderful day. All right, real quick, let's just see what IMST holds call-wise for expiration date this week. They do have an 8.8. Okay, that's a 425, 15% out of the money. I mean, that should be safe. You would think that would be safe. MS2, how you doing? How you doing? Well, what do you got? You got a 409.90 to be exact. Yeah, they love the decimals, man. That's 11.8% out of the money. Again, should that be safe? Maybe. I don't know. MST, are we really talking about MST? Sure, why not? 387.50. Yikes, 5.69% out of the money. But again, the leverage funds, so a lot of it's uncovered and they'll go up with the underlying, so don't worry. All right, what else we got? We got MSTW. They don't sell covered calls, all right? So there's nothing to show out of the money. But again, it's a new fund. They're building it up, and it's essentially, again, 120% leverage fund on MSTR. So we'll keep an eye on their holdings, and once they change to swaps, which I assume is going to happen any day now, right? This fund's growing already, so it should be updated soon. Okay, now let's get to the other funds, such as T to the S to the L to the Y. Right now, we have 188 people live on YouTube and X. Again, it's early as hell Monday morning. I'm not expecting a huge crowd, but I woke up late and I couldn't pre-record, so I had to go live. That was the only way I was get this video done. Let's see. So TSLY, let's see what their covered calls look like real quick. They actually, let me pull up the pre-market first before we start talking about it. All right, so Tesla is green. Tesla is up 1.42%. It's at 306.93 in the pre-market. And their covered calls, the lowest strike is 312.50, 3.26% out of the money. And the highest strike is 325, 7.39% out of the money. So, yeah, they could be capped easily if Tesla decides to finally start moving up. But, I mean, who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows? But, even if it does, they got the credit call spreads. They got the butt buddies. They got the insurance plays up on her. So they're going to be just fine. All right, if I highlight everything here, let's see. So they have everything with a credit call spread except 6,000 contracts, FYI. Okay, now, if we look at their synthetic, it expires on September 19th, but it's doing all right because they're at 290 and a 295 strike, and Tesla being at 302 and moving up on the pre-market, so they're just fine there. The value of the TSLY fund is $1 bill. The NAV is 752, trade price the same. Synthetic on paper, it's worth 33 cents per share. 30-day IV, 50.62%. 7-day IV, 52.76%. So that comes to an IV estimate of 29 cents to 31. And Yeah, they're part of Group A, and they declare this week, but we're starting over, right? We're starting over today. Group A, right? Group A here has a fresh start date today. So we're going to plug that in now, actually. August 4th, 25. And then everything's going to go bye-bye. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Say bye-bye, bye-bye. Because there's no trades for August 4th yet. Once I load the trades today, this will start populating. All right, makes sense? Good, great, wonderful. Yippee-ki-yay. All right, so anyway, yes, they declare this Wednesday morning at 6:55 a.m. I won't be able to go live then. I'll probably be in the office, unfortunately. But again, you'll have several million other YouTubers, not million, but several YouTubers that may be live. So go check them out. All right, how you doing, NVDY? How you doing? Well, let's see. NVIDIA nerds, should I say. Again, I want to pull up the pre-market first. I know it's irrelevant for the people watching later, but for the people watching live, I think they're interested in this, right? That way they don't have to do the work. If they're just drinking coffee, chilling on the porch, or driving to work, they just want to hear it. They want to see what's going on. By the way, any of you live driving to work or sitting on the porch drinking coffee, let me know. All right, NVIDIA is up in the pre-market 1.24%, and so they are at 175.88. Let's keep that in mind. And cover call wise, their lowest strike is 180, and that's 3.62% out of the money. Their highest strike is 187.50, 7.93% out of the money. So is that okay? Is that okay? Sure. I don't know, man. Again, Friday was crazy, and there could be a pretty big recovery day today. We don't know. There was nothing no really good news that came out so far that I know of. So I think this recovery is just based on just a massive over sell-off here. Synthetic on paper, what's it worth? Oh, it has a 165 strike and a 170. NVIDIA's at 173. So again, it's doing fine. The value of the fund, the NVIDIA fund, that is 1.8 bill. The NAV is 1706. Trade price same. Synthetic on paper, 72 cents per share. And then we got the IVs. Okay, their 30-day IV, 46. Their 7, 42. A little different. That varies. Income estimate starts from 61 cents, goes down to 56. However, they already have an income estimate of 272 because that's how much they actually made during this 4-week cycle. They still have this week to go too, which means they could lose money, of course, but they can make even more money. But we'll see, because Group B declares not this week, but next week on August 13th. So Sunday's guesstimate on NVIDIA should be a good one. I'm expecting some pretty numbers there. You guys may like it. All right. You know what we say about this when the Coney holdings don't update? You know what we say? Like, come on, bro. All right, let's hit refresh and hope it works. Thank you for loving me. All right, so let's go to here. All right, coin, type it in. That's all you do. Yeah. Here we go. All right, here it is. You ready? Coin is up in the pre-market. It's up 1.98%. It's at 320.93. All right, that's good, right? We like up. We like uppity doodah. We welcome up, even though we have covered calls. Let's just see how they're positioned though. Lowest strike 327.50. It's 4% out of the money. Highest strike 340. 8% out of the money. Again, every freaking fund is scattered to do, which is good. We like it, man. We like it because we don't know where it's going to go, what's going to happen. It's Monday. We're all half asleep. We're getting ready for work. If you don't work, you're probably not even awake. But yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see how the week goes. All right, how's the Coney synthetics doing? Well, they're pretty far apart. But the 320, which is doing, well, it's not even doing good, but it's better than the other. And it's only 1,800 contracts anyway. The 390, as we said, and as we probably sang the other day, she taking our money. You know, this is a we'll give her time to catch up. But man, 390 versus 314, good Lord. But we know, man, coin took a beat down. Man, that took a beat down. So I don't know. Well, let's see how this week goes. What was the pre-market again? 1 point. Yeah, it's only up 1.98%. You would figure looking at that, it doesn't look like it got beat down. It should be up like 5, right? Nah, I don't know. Anyway, Coney fund is worth 1.2 bill. The NAV 730 trade price 730. Synthetic on the paper negative. All right, we know that. All right, no need to harp on it anymore. 30-day IV 60%. 7-day IV 64. All right, all that high crazy ass IV, it's gone, girl, gone. All right, why is it gone? Earnings is over, and thank God, right? Thank God, because that earnings was brutal, and it beat us down to the floor. So hopefully, we're that now that that's passed, we got a whole nother quarter to the next earnings. Maybe they'll make things better by then, but who knows? Let's just hope. In the meantime, maybe the market wants to buy some. Maybe they see it as a discount, but we don't know. We'll see. But anyway, the IV estimate based on those numbers, 34 cents to 36 cents. All right. Income estimate, 19 cents. Now, Group C, they got more time, though. They declare on August 20th, and that is 16 days away. All right. Up next, SMCY suckers. 5 time. All right. Let's go to SMCY. And we pull up, that's right, the nerdiest company name in the world, Super Microcomputer. They are up 2.6%. They are at 58.11. Ooh. Do we like that? I think so. Let's check. Let's check our covered calls. Wow. Okay, this is a beautiful thing. All right, so SMCY, look at their positions. Their lowest strike, 61. Their lowest position is 7.7% out of the money. And guess what? They got 3 other covered call positions, and those strikes are all double digit out of the money. In fact, they have one that is 21% out of the money. Small ass position, but still. And that, guess what? They have long calls underneath of that. So they are set up for some nice recovery today. So if SMCY goes up 6% today, bring it. If SMCY goes up 10% today, bring it, right? We're ready. We are ready. Are you ready? All right, so we'll see how that goes. Now, let's look at the synthetics. Let's see. Well, they have a 45, and their biggest position is a 60. 60, they got some catching up to do, but the 45 is actually, it's good. It's not bad. So let's scroll down to the bottom. We can see, again, the overall synthetic is in the negative on paper, but yeah, they got time, right? The one that expires soon is actually worth money, so we're good. The one that expires in September, again, that's the 61, so they got time to catch up. Okay, SMCY fund is at 351 mil. Maybe we'll hit half a bill soon. Again, I always say this is one of the more underrated funds, in my opinion, but who the hell am I? The NAV is 2044, trade price 2049. All right, 30-day IV. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so again, I haven't been tracking earnings, but looking at the 7-day forward, I'm guessing they have earnings this week. 30-day IV, again, this is historical 30-day IV, 86%. Solid, still solid. Forward IV, 126%. All right, so if you do the IV estimates based on those crazy ass IVs, we get $1.36 all the way up to a $1.39 payment. All right, but guys, they're part of Group D. They just declared. So guess what? You got to wait 23 days until August 27th until the next declaration. All right. So let's move on to now PLTY. PLTY is the last fund we cover, unless we add HUI, of course. We may add HUI if we hit 40,000 subscribers. We may add HUI. Well, we will add HUI if we hit 40,000 subscribers, I should say. So that'll be more work for me. But you know what? You guys have asked a lot about it a lot, so I figured I'd make it fun and say, okay, you guys gotta. It's on you guys now. So if you share the channel enough and we grow enough together, sure, we will add HUI. All right, HUI, HUI. All right, but then you got to hear that all the time. That's up to your choice. All right, Palantir in the pre-market. Again, this is as of 6:22 a.m. Monday morning. They are up 2.04%. Not bad. 157.41. How are their covered calls doing? Well, again, they got three positions. The lowest one is 165, 6.96% out of the money. Ooh. Tight, not really, but for Palantir, maybe. All right, their highest strike is 170, and that is 10% out of the money. So we got a double digiter in there. So that's pretty sweet. We'll see how the day goes, though. All right, they got one synthetic. It's a 140. It expires next month, but it's doing pretty damn good. In fact, let's see what it's worth. It's worth 662 per share on paper. On paper. What does that mean on paper? You keep saying on paper. Well, it just means they didn't execute the trade yet. It means it's in the holdings. It means it's an open position. All right. And this is the current value of it. So if they cashed it out as is, that's how much it would actually be worth per share. I know go over that enough. So Monday recap is typically the time to do the extra, explanations. But anyway, let's keep going. The PLTY fund is worth 600 mil. The NAV is 67.61, and the trade price is off by 12 cents, but who cares? 30-day IV, let's take a look at this. 69%. 7-day IV, 104.63%. Okay. So now, again, I have the average IV, and then I have the average income estimate. I guess I should probably add these to the other ones, right? The other ones, and then I don't know why I didn't. Let me just do that real quick. You got the average there. The average for them is still over 100. 62 there. Average for NVDY, let's see, average IV for Nvidia, 44. And then average IV for Tesla is 51. Okay. So finishing off PLTY, they're part of Group B, and they declare on August 13th. But however, this coming Sunday, we will do a guesstimate, and it'll probably be a good one. Again, their income estimate is nothing. It's negative, actually. But based on simply their IV estimate and their synthetic on paper, it's going to be a good one, I think. What do you guys think? I think so. All right. So that's the coverage on the YieldMax funds. And now I'm going to get into my options coverage, because right now it's all about me, and see what I'm dealing with for this week. So again, this I opened a covered call on Misty. Misty is up in the pre-market. So let's see. All right, Misty is up. It's at 1832. It's up 2.52%. I said I'm playing defense, basically. I'm selling covered calls. I'm basically calling out Misty. I'm calling out these others. I'm going to sell calls closer to the money. For Misty, unfortunately, you have to do like at the money. So, in order to get any type of premium. So I sold $18 strike. I really don't care. I got 90 bucks. But the expiration date is August 28th, which is after the next X date. I know it can be assigned early. I don't give a crap. But if Misty goes up today to 19, right? Will I sell another call at 19? Maybe. Again, I'm going to start making money on these shares. This is a full-on options account. I can't be just buying and holding, sitting on Misty too much, because it's cash. Yes, they're paying me a massive distribution, but I'm going to make every single dime in this account work for me. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to move on from Misty to TSLL. What do I own in TSLL currently? I own 800 shares. I have 400 with covered calls. You can see them here. What expires this week, though? Actually, only one call has an 11 strike, and TSLL in the pre-market. Actually, let's pull it up. TSLL in the pre-market. It is at 1076. So as of now, it's actually under the $11 covered call position. So this one was a goner not that long ago. I think. Did I roll this? I think this was a rolling, but I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. If this gets assigned, let it be. Let it go. Right? Let it go. Who cares? Right? Or I could roll it, collect more premium, stink it all up, because I'm not expecting we're going to sit this low for too long on TSLL. The other calls, they all expire on 8/29. They're as low as 12 and as high as 17 and 18. But what I'm going to do today, since, as I explained on last week's video or Saturday's video, I'm kind of getting low on cash. So I'm going to go a little aggressive on the calls, as you saw on Misty. I'm going to do the same thing on TSLL. All right. So, and the reason you do that is, well, if you need cash, and number two, you're kind of calling out the fund. You're like, okay, I dare you to go up. I dare you. And at the same time, I got all these puts. If it goes up, fine, great. At least the puts are, making money. If the covered calls get assigned, so be it. Again, I'm going to make money every single which way on this wheel. I just got to be careful that I don't use too much of my cash and then dip into the margin too much. So that's the kind of scenario that I'm in. Now, if I look at TNA, I don't know if you missed Saturday's video, I made a boo-boo. I had 300 shares in puts that I forgot about. Yes, as pathetic as that sounds, these three, I forgot to roll them. I would have if I known, but I forgot. And I did not roll them, and they got assigned. So, yeah. I should have graded them out, actually, but I'm glad I didn't, so I can mention it again. So, yeah, I screwed up, not going to lie. And I got assigned more shares than I wanted. So what happens now? Well, right now, how many shares do I own of TNA? I own 600 shares. Normally, that'd be awesome. But after Friday, looking at Friday, I mean, damn, we got beat. So right now, I have what we say, 600, 200 with cover calls. All right, I have a 35 and a 41. TNA, if we go to the pre-market, we will check it out. How you doing? Let's see how you doing. TNA is currently, it's up 2.4%. It's at 33.32. Let's see what I got. Oh, wrong sheet. For this week, I got nothing expiring this week except two puts. I got a 32 and a 33. Oh, a 26. Wow. Well, that one's fine. But a 32 and a 33 put. So if it stays above 33, yeah, it's above 33 now. These should be okay, and they will expire worthless. I have a covered call for the following week, 35 and 41. But what I'm going to do, right, if you look down here, what did I get assigned at? I got assigned at 33, 34, and 37. When I sell my calls and they get assigned, just FYI, they go lowest out first, lowest cost basis out first. So I may sell a call at 33, and then I may sell a call at 34, because again, that'll be a capital flat deal, right? Because I bought one at 33, and I bought one at 34, and then I bought one at 37. So I could sell another call at 37, right? Keeping in mind, I don't mind getting assigned. I could use the cash in the account. So that's, the difference. I'm in a different scenario. Normally, now that I have all these shares, and if I say I still had a crap load of cash, I would not be as aggressive selling these calls. I would sell them a little further out of the money, enjoy them for a while. But since, not going to lie, probably want at least 200 of these assigned sooner than later. And maybe on the TSLL side, same thing, 200. And then Misty, maybe 100. I don't know. We'll see. We'll check out the cash position at some point. I definitely don't talk about it enough on this. I should probably make it a tab itself. Update you guys, like what's the balance in the account? How much am I holding in cash? How much is pending on puts? I don't know if that would be of interest to you guys. But I can do that. And that way, you'll see it based on a percentage, how it's doing. So I don't know. I guess I should do that actually. I'm going to do that now. I got a little bit actually. It's only 6:30. We're 30 minutes in. Let me do something real quick. Okay. I'm going to pull up Rod L. You and you're a very needy person. Is that why your name is Rod? All right. So let's see. We're going to put the balance tab at the end, right? Again, we're doing this. We're doing all this together. We're gonna make it nice and pretty. And we like black, right? We like black. And then we're gonna do some large font, right? We're gonna do some 20 font, right? And we're gonna do, say, balance. Obviously, I'd have to make it a color other than black. So we'll do the balance in that, and we'll do the amounts in green. But yeah, I can look at Maro after this, Rod. Just remind me again. I think we need a little bigger font. What do we need? Like 20. Let's do 30. How about that? All right, so we'll have balance. Then we'll have cash. Balance. We'll just do cash. Then we'll do margin. No, margin available. Actually, first we should do pending puts. Available cash. All right. So now let's see. So the balance is 49,851. Again, it was in the 50s. Now we're down, but it is what it is, man. So available cash 11,361, and then pending puts. Again, the available cash does not subtract out the pending puts. All right. So look, see how my pending puts now, they exceed the available cash, right? Because you would typically want this balance. I would normally want this balance to be greater than the pending puts. And margin available. So there's two margin buckets, right? There's let's do withdrawal margin, and then there's trading margin. We'll call it trading margin. And what's the difference? Well, the withdrawal margin is the amount that you can actually take out. Like if I wanted to take out money, if I wanted to pay bills with, that's the withdrawal margin. But since I use this account to pay bills, then guess what? I only care about the withdrawal margin. I don't really care if my trading margin is high. However, I still will reflect it here just to show you guys how much margin I do have. So it says under 2 withdrawal, cash plus borrowing is 12,088, which is not a lot. All right, that's not a lot. But this is after any additional money needed from, because again, we're using part of this, right? Part of this is what, 3,000 is being held against margin, okay? And then we have trading margin. Again, this is going to be a little higher number. That's going to be 40,293.33. But I'm not going to dip into the withdrawal margin, further than that number. So I'll never be at a margin call, because this, I'd have to use all of this, right? I have to use all of that number in order to do so. So now we'll have to put up, ratios and whatnot here, right? Because again, what number would I want the pending puts to be of the available cash? The answer is not over 100%, but that's what you're going to see right here, right? When we do the formula, we'll pull up so we'll do percent. Yeah, so we're over 100%. So our pending puts exceed the available cash by that. And then, of course, we could do a percent of the available cash versus the balance. And what do you want that to be? It's showing 20%. Is that good? I think that's good, to be honest. And then you have withdrawal margin, what do we want that to be, right? What do we want that to be as compared to the overall balance? I don't know. I don't know. But again, we'll figure this out. I'm not sure if this is something that interests you guys, because I don't really talk about this information. I probably should, though, to be honest, because it's probably helpful to see the whole picture. So let me put a white margin there and here. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions on this route. We'll call this the ratio bucket there. All right. Okay, so all right, I better get to Rod L's request, and then I'll take on any questions. So going back to this, Rod L's asking about Maro. Where the hell is Maro? There it is. All right. Well, Maro, their synthetic is what? 180? Yeah, 180. Underlying price. Okay. Where is that? Oh, I got to pull up to at least 18. Okay, Maro is a $125 million fund. Again, that's not a lot compared to the others. Synthetic, got to update the formula. Synthetic is in the negative, right? It's in the negative because their put, it costs 25 mil to close, and their call is only worth 6 mil, so that's not good. Outstanding shares 6.6 mil. I mean, so their income per share based on the synthetic is not good. If you're worried about what are their covered calls for this week, I mean, what do they got? They got there's these three. Oh, they got one down here. What the hell? They got more down here. Oh. So they got a 1650, a 17, a 1750, an 1850, and a 19. Wow. And they got a call in between all that. So that's a pretty good setup, to be honest. Mara is at 1550. So, I mean, that's a pretty good setup for the week, to be honest. So if you're a Mara holder, you should be pretty happy about that. I don't have the percentages to the right, which is why I don't have it. But eventually I'll probably add it to the others, based on request, if you guys want to go over some funds periodically. All right. I just got to see if you guys had any questions from before, as I was talking about those, funds. All right. So, all right. So there was Rod's question. I commented on the X video post with my view. Oh, okay. Oh, you can post in the chat with pictures. That'll be cool. I know YouTube you can't. All right. So this is from X. Okay. I'm glad. Again, X participation, always welcome. I don't get much of it, but I appreciate this. I get a lot of viewers on X, but they don't really go into the live chat. So I'm going to try to pushing for that to get both sides chatting. I know YouTube and X, they can't see each other chat, unfortunately. I don't know what to do with that, but yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, Larry says, good morning. I'm part of the Misty Mafia as well as the PLTY Posse. Do we have a name for Ulti yet? And I'm in there too, amongst a few others. The content is always great. Keep up the good work, brother. I listened on the way into work from the weekend in PA at my girlfriend's place and made the ride to Staten Island way more tolerable. That's good. I love it. Thank you for listening. Which video did you listen to? Probably the Saturday one, I'm guessing. That was a long one. But Ulti, does Ulti have a name? That's a good question. I thought we had an Ulti name. Ultimate Warriors? I don't know. I don't know. I'll ask the community. Let's let them answer. Or let's let you know, if ETF Inspector here, he may have a name for it. We could use his name. ETF Inspector, good morning. Here he is. What's your name for Ulti? Is it Ulti Maniacs, brother? Okay. Yes, Saturday, and then went live. Okay. Yeah. Well, Saturday was a live. Yes, I went live 6:30, I think, on the Saturday. Ulti underdogs. They're not underdogs anymore, though. So that's the thing. You know, it made sense at first because everyone hated Ulti, and now everyone's like on the bandwagon. So I don't know, man. We'll think about it. All right. So does anyone have any questions on what I just did on the options? Again, this is some new stuff we just did together. And I think it's a good addition. I think we'll be good. We'll be good, her. So yeah, I don't know. We'll think about it. But what else? What else do we need to add? I think that's it as far as that, you know. I think that's enough. What do you guys do? How much margin do you use? How many puts? What's your percentages? I guess that's the question. Ultimates. I don't know. That seems kind of lame. Universe. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah. All right, guys. I don't think anyone has any questions, and you know, it's Monday. We can end it early. But as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, I don't know what to tell you. Come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's video, though, it'll have to be pre-recorded because I'll be in the office. So, but tune in. Again, if you're new to the channel, if you're new, whether you're on X or YouTube, I do videos every day covering Misty, TSLY, PLTY, SMCY, Coney, and NVDY. All right. Those are the funds that I cover. And periodically, I'll cover an additional one here or there, depending on the requests. I do have a video coming out today. It is my retire now dividend car and everything else update. I actually now include at the end of the video how much I made on YouTube, how much I made on X. And, you know, and I compare that to my monthly bills and explain to you why I cannot retire yet. So, but we're working on that. You know, we're going to get there. So as we get closer to the end of the video, obviously I should always ask this in the beginning, but I always forget. But if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have questions, leave them down below. If you have a video question, which means a question for me to bring up on the next video, you have to type in video question followed by the question. All right. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else. So we'll just get to the key word. So it looks like Cool Hand reposted the stream. Thank you very much. I always love to see that. So it's keyword time. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. What does that freaking mean? Well, it just means you type the keyword in the comments at the end of the video or during the video, whatever the hell you want. And that way I know, and all these other suckers know you made it to the end of the video. Okay. So what is the keyword? You know, we're all live here. There's 555 of you. Nope. 3 dropped off. 552. What is the keyword? Oh, 2 dropped on. 2 came on. So what do we got? What do we got? Monday sucks. Why green? Is that a keyword? Well, I know why green because massive overreaction. 103.33 on YouTube. Okay, that's okay. Again, it's Monday morning. It's early. So I don't know. We got nothing, I guess. But maybe it's for Ulti. How about the keyword today is you have to give your Ulti nickname. Like, what are we calling these Ulti people? Are we calling them Ulti Maniacs? Are we calling them Ultimate Warriors? Are we calling them, someone said Ulti Underdogs? I don't know. We got to come up with a cool nickname, all right? You know, it's not easy. Migs Room says ulti degens. I don't know. It doesn't go together though. We kind of like to rhyme, or a little bit, just a little bit. Ulti Maniacs, brother. Casey Karch, right? I say that right? Ulti Culty. All right. That's actually not bad. Oh, you are welcome. Ultimatums. I don't know how that one's gonna fly over, but I don't know, man. You guys, that's the keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to type down below your ulti nickname for the ulti holders. If you got nothing, you could just say, I got nothing. All right. So I'm going to end it here. I just want to say, guys, well, stay tuned for this afternoon's video. It's not a premiere or anything. It'll just pop up because I made it available early to the Wolfpack members. So if you're a Wolfpack member, you can watch it now. You can actually have watched it yesterday. But it'll pop up, I think, at 2 p.m. today. It'll just pop up as a video, so you can watch it then. It's a pre-recorded video. And then tomorrow, obviously, I'll be I won't be live, but I'll have a pre-recorded video as well because it's an office day. All right. Thank you all for watching, and I hope everyone has a good week, a nice, easy week. FYI, tune into LA Appliance YouTube channel at 7:30, and then go to Mig's Room channel at 8 a.m. All right. They both have premieres set up. I think they're both set up already on their respective channels. And so if you guys are on X, by the way, or YouTube, feel free to post the link to your premiere in case people are looking for it. All right. Now I'm out of here for real. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.